So I'm a pretty big fan of the Stardust Memory OVA series, and I like all the Gundams that are in it. But the one that really stands out the most for me, and it's probably not even because of the Gundam itself, but it's the GP03 Stamen, or Stamen, or however you want to say it. And the reason I love it so much is because it connects to the Dendrobium, the giant-ass mobile armor, which, God, if only we had one 100 of that. Can you imagine? That'd be insane. But the mobile suit itself, from the front, it looks kind of generic. It looks like a normal Gundam, really. It's when you go to the back that you're like, what's going on here? Because you got this pretty cool thruster assembly on the backpack, but then you got this giant one, these binders on. It's not even replacing the back skirts, because they're actually in here. For the longest time before I got a kit, I thought these were the back skirts, but no, it has official ones back here. These things are just there. But it looks pretty cool. Ignore the color of the blue. I got this secondhand, and the person had started to put it together. They actually cut parts off the plate, and a couple parts were assembled, and I think they might have done something to the blue. It looks a little darker than it could be. It might have painted it, I'm assuming. I don't think it's Gundam marker. It looks a little off, but besides the point. It's still really good. This came out in 2001, so it is over 20 years old, and back then, anything in Master Grade that had an inner frame, like a complete limb with an inner frame, was a big deal. So this thing, they really like to show the picture of the leg. It's like, it's a whole inner skeleton underneath, and you're like, holy crap, I have to buy it. So nowadays it's like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. But back then, big deal. Also, it does have a core fighter. I put it together and I tried it, but it was really, for mine, it wouldn't connect properly. So I'm using the core like block that they give you. It's just a replacement. It has everything the other one did. It's just one chunk, pretty much, after you put it together. It doesn't transform or anything, but it's extremely solid once you get everything pegged in. So that's why I went for that instead. But you can use the core fighter if it works better for you. Maybe you'd have a better luck if you can find the kit. But I just think it works better with the non-transformable piece. And since it is such an old kit, the posability is not going to be amazing. It's the arms, really, that shine in this kit because of the gimmick, which I'll go into once I show the weapons. But one thing is interesting, the fingers are fully hinged. Usually, even back then, the index finger would be separate from the other three. This one, they hinge together. I don't think I've ever seen that in a Master Grade before or since. I'm sure there are, I just don't have them. But that's interesting. You only got the waist to move there, the skirts. I wasn't thinking the back skirts would move, but they're independent. And then you got all this going on. You got a little flap here. You got the side skirt, which kind of like conforms to the shape here, but you can break it up. That's kind of cool how they did that. These thighs, super tight. Don't even know why. Because they're just polycaps. It feels like there'd be metal in there, how tight they are, but no. Just super duper tight. And there are some working pistons in here, which is always a cool thing to see. So it is kind of limited in posability, and I do find that the backpack can kind of hit against the bottom skirts, and you can like, the backpack sometimes pops off. What are you gonna do? Also, beam saber storage in the backpack with these little teeny, I wish there was like a little indentator fingernail in, because it's kind of a pain. There, right in there. Beam saber handle, ready to go on either side. That's kind of cool. And then we've got the collapsible shield. So it just collapses. Neat. And it's got, I guess these are little ammo clips for the beam rifle. It's got 4. That's kind of cool. So here's the beam rifle. And it does come out, so you can pretend you're swapping if you want to do some kind of like diorama. Yeah, beam rifle's kind of simple, but it works. Not the best in the hand. Old 2.0 or 1.0 hands are not, even with the index finger not moving. It helps a little bit, but it could be better. Probably the best for like an old Master Grade, really. And then we got the collapsible bazooka. Yeah, it looks like a normal bazooka, but it's not. You got a little clip holding it together, and now you can collapse it. What are you going to do with it now that it's collapsed? Nothing, because it goes inside the Dendrobium, which we don't have. But we can do something with the shield, because the way it would get its weapons in the Dendrobium is it has a little pair of grabby claws in each arm. So for the Master 8, it has a pull-out hinge on this cover, and sometimes you're going to find that the cover, the white part, comes off before the hinge pulls out because it's a very tight, like that. So, but you want to get this pulled out all the way so you can actually hinge it far enough so you can get access to the claw. No one can stop the claw. And then you also have another hinge. Your hand is supposed to stay attached, and you can just fold that. And now you can grab a hold of your bazooka or your beam rifle or your shield. I think that's kind of neat. It's really, as far as I know, just used to access weapons in the Dendrobium. I mean, you could probably utilize it in combat somehow. It never did that I know of. I don't remember seeing a clip of it doing that. Just when it used both claws to grab 2 bazookas, I think it was, in the anime. But what you can do with those grabby claws, I guess they do kind of have another feature, is they do help you secure the shield onto the arm. With a little piece right there, you peg it in there, and it's pretty secure on there. So that's neat, like that. And that's basically it. What I want to see, Bandai, I know you're never going to do it, but what I'd love to see is taking all the Stardust memory kits and giving us 2.0s, and then giving us build a mobile armor. Think about this for a second, okay? The prices would probably have to be twice as much, okay? So you're thinking like a $50 kit, probably going to be 100 or 120, but each kit, so you'd have GP01, 2, 3, we already have 4. We could do a 0, the Rose, I think it is, which doesn't have a kit yet, so that'd be cool. And then like all the Xeon suits that we had, the Xeon remnants or whatever they were, the Gelgoos and stuff, we could have those, and each one would have a section of a Dendrobium. And then once you get them all, you have a 1/100 Master Grade Dendrobium for this baby here, or the new one that would come out. Think about it, that'd be great. It's not going to happen, but I can dream.